I need to reheat my coffee, so I'll be right back. Good morning. So I just washed my face and I'm just gonna moisturize. I have extremely dry skin and I use the CeraVe moisturizing cream on my face. I finally feel like I have gotten my skin under control, and I hate to even say that to jinx it, but I have noticed that because I've been putting on more makeup, light makeup, but still putting something on my face generally, kind of wake myself up and be a little more presentable for like Vlogmas for on camera. I have noticed it's made me break out more. So anyway, I just wanted to chat with you guys while I get ready. Also just air dried my hair last night after a shower and didn't touch it. So I did go to TJ Maxx yesterday, basically finished all of our Christmas shopping, so that was nice to just get it out of the way, and we had a nice day. We had a nice lunch. I grabbed these scrunchies that are like really thick and nice quality. I did just want to chat with you guys about Vlogmas because I've been very conflicted about it. On one hand, I'm like proud of myself for like doing it and to like see if I could do it, see if it would help boost the channel, see what kind of like just, you know, just get some like insight from it. And I've gotten insight, all right. I didn't prepare enough for this. I'm gonna be so honest. I'm just using Bare Minerals powder right now, just on like my blemishes around my nose and kind of just like my redness area right here. I'm not gonna do like a whole face. Side note, you guys, I don't remember if I mentioned this in another video or if I just posted it on my stories, but I, about 2 months ago, ripped out half of my eyelashes on this eye with an eyelash curler, a different one that was cheap that I have since thrown away, that was very like unsturdy, and I was doing my eyelashes like this and my hand slipped like this and ripped out all of these eyelashes, and there's like some videos where you can really tell. I have been using a Grande Lash serum like literally 2 months, and I was just using it on this one side just to kind of get them even again. Eyelashes where I've been using that serum are longer now than the eyelashes on my other eye. So that shit is the real deal if you want an eyelash serum. I don't know, it's just that my analytics and like my channel has kind of just shifted. I don't know, it's just hard to know what to do and what to kind of go all in on, what to do. I just do all the things? That's not what my Gemini heart wants to do. But from like a, you know, success analytical business perspective, that's not what I should do. I don't want to alienate any specific like viewer. I like to do a lot of different things. I'm the kind of person, like if I say I'm going to do something, I really want to do it, even though I'm kind of flaky. This is Max Fix Plus. I use this when I use powder on my face. I am super dry. I'm going to take a few days where it's like I can just post a short, then I'm still posting a video. And after Vlogmas, I will really take like a reset. That week of like Christmas to New Year's where, you know, time and reality doesn't exist, and really figure it out in the new year. So if you have any thoughts, if you have any advice, if you are watching this vlog, you know, like what other kind of videos on the channel do you really watch, or do you really watch the vlogs? And I'm just gonna take this week as it comes. In general, in life, I am not a workaholic. I care about the things I do very much. I care about putting good things out and like quality I care about. I don't grind, you know, and this is a grind. I'm just overthinking it for sure, but just kind of got myself a little bit more together. And today we're going to Costco with my mom. But Costco is fun. If you know, you know, I love going to Costco. So excited to go to Costco today. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Also, I hit part 3 of Alchemized last night. I have been reading at least a chapter of Alchemized in bed. Even if I'm getting in bed at midnight and I'm tired, I am putting on my little book light and reading a chapter because we need to get that finished. I will be finishing that before this vlog ends, so we'll be chatting about Alchemized for sure. I'm also going to listen to Morning Star on the drive down and back today. Let's go. I love a tomato soup. This one was a 6-pack and I split it with my mom. What else we get in here? Bagels, bread, beef sticks, sweet heat mix, organic apples, coffee, an entire 12-pack of croissants that we're going to use to eat up a bunch of these. And I have a whole cold bag full of stuff. Chicken, salmon, chicken nuggets, salad, asparagus. Oh my God, and the goods. We got the goods. I'm obsessed with eggnog. This is the first eggnog of the season. I may have also got some Irish whiskey to put in this. So yeah. Oh my God. You guys, we never stood a chance as a society. How could you not be addicted to this? I mean, I'm glad I'm not, but I've been on a Diet Dr. Pepper binge lately, and I haven't had a Diet Coke in a long time. I'm just gonna do some kind of organizing of that and cleaning out this house a little bit. Like I said, I've just been so busy with Vlogmas and stuff that the house has been a little bit neglected. So I'm gonna put on Morning Star. Matt doesn't get off work for another couple hours, so I'm gonna try and finish Morning Star. So I also want to try this kimchi. That's a little better. You guys, it's 3 o'clock, so of course it's dark. This is, I can smell it through, the packaging. The favorite kimchi that I have tried, I think it was like the Soul brand, I want to say. It's in a glass jar. I can get it at like Target, but I've been having trouble finding the one that I like. And also, I really don't shop at Target anymore, so I'm never really there, and I don't really want to just go there for that. So we are going to try this. Cheers. I should have read the ingredients before I bought this giant tub of it, because this one is a little fishy. And I prefer the kimchi to be pretty clean and fresh and not have any fish. Well, that's my own fault. I would say it's like a 6 or 7. Okay. But I think what that would be really good in is making, I cannot remember the name of this soup, but basically making like kimchi soup. Starts with a J. I can't remember, like a Korean kimchi soup, and do just like some egg. Kimchi gives it that really rich tart. I think would be really good. I'll probably do that with that because I like to just snack on kimchi, but that's quite salty and fishy to just snack on. It's still good. It still hits the spot when you like kind of want that. Yeah, like I have this one in my fridge right now. This one has kelp powder, but it doesn't have any anchovy or fish. And I just prefer this. That's what I get for impulse shopping at Costco and buying something in a giant quantity without taste testing it. But you know, I will eat it. And it's good for me regardless. Anyway, I'm gonna listen to Morning Star and I'll check in with you guys in a bit. This is why it's never worth it to be the bigger person and see the good in people. They'll backstab you. They'll backstab you like that. Good morning, friends. That's my timer. It is fucking freezing. That's my timer. My coffee is getting reheated for the second time this morning. I had a little bit of a mentee bee about Vlogmas the other day. Feeling a little bit better today. Can you see? He's annoyed because this is his spot and I have a bunch of books there right now. I was like looking at my like content calendar and I was like, no, this is totally doable. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's gonna be fine. But I'm trying to get in the habit of getting up early. I want to integrate some better habits into my new year and exercise and just be up. And anyway, the plan for today is I need to go run into town again. I also just posted my video for today, my winter book recommendations. I will link that if you haven't seen it yet. I need to get another audiobook going because I will be finishing Morning Star today. I'll be driving around, so I'll have time to listen to it in the car. I'm at 94%, so I'll be finishing this. So I want to pick out us another audiobook. The plan is also to finish Alchemized here in this vlog before the Sunday upload. I really am going to prioritize that. I just wanted to update you. Morning Star is so crazy. I'm in such, it's gonna end on a crazy note. I'm at the point where I'm like, is he, the author, I'm like, is he gonna kill off the main character at the end of this trilogy? Like, it has the potential to happen, and you know, like, that's so unheard of. You know, like, he's the hero archetype. Like, he's the resistance leader. Like, he can't die. That's not how people write books. You don't go through 3 long ass intricate books and then kill off the guy that's supposed to like represent hope and like the hero's journey. And not saying he has, this isn't a spoiler, but he's in a sticky situation right now and I don't know if he's gonna be able to get out of it. And I'm like, what? I'm like, is he gonna do that? Is he gonna have the balls to do that? That would be insane. This is a really great series. I would highly recommend it, but you know, we'll see how the ending is. I'll keep you guys posted. But I also just borrowed Witch Hat Atelier 3. I'm sorry, my Disney Dreamlight Valley. I had this open just to like download the new update and get the free like code companion that I need to do before I forget. So this was like blasting Disney music. I would love to just cheat a little bit and read a bunch of manga to meet my goal of reading for the year. Because who cares? It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter, but it'll make me feel like it'll just make me feel better. But I think we maybe just like power through a few mangas, and once I fucking finish these 2 books, that'll be nice. Once I finish Alchemized, I realized that I have been reading Alchemized for 2 months. It is very rare that I have a book like going that long. All right, so I'm gonna redeem my code here. Let's do this before I forget. So Disney Dreamlight Valley did like a community, you know, voting thing, and they were like, help us, like, you can design like a companion to like follow your character around or whatever. Those things never turn out quite what you would have done, you know? This is one of those games that I will be kind of upset if I miss things. Like, not the stuff that you have to buy necessarily, but if something is like a limited time thing that you can only get if you're like playing during that time, or like you can claim it then and it's not going to come back, stuff like that, I do have a bit of like FOMO about. Let's see if you can see. It's a little pink sakura blossom dragon. They are cute. You can see I'm in my little winter wonderland. I have made my house the Christmas house that has the reindeer, and there's Jafar just creeping outside of my house. Yeah, get out of here. Little reindeer on the house and like Christmas lights on it and everything. Very adorable. So I have not been gaming at all, you guys, and I miss it so much. Like, I have not been on Genshin in weeks. It's just one of those things, you know? Let's go look at my audiobook tags. I really want something Christmassy, and I doubt that I'm gonna be able to find like a Christmas audiobook right now, like from the library. I bet they're all, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Checked out digitally. Trust me, I know that the library has to pay for those, and it's a ridiculous price. Like, I will never knock a library in any capacity. I will wait. If I didn't do my due diligence and I didn't do my pre-planning for Christmas, that's on me. That's never on the library. Let me just make that very clear. Okay, so I want to do romantic comedy maybe. So I would really love to be reading a Christmas romance on audio, but I have not found one yet. And I just want to find something so that if I do have the time later, I can listen to it. So we're gonna go back into a Bridgerton for a bit. I just feel like I want a romance. So we're on the 5th Bridgerton book. This is To Sir Philip with Love, and this is Eloise's story. And I love Eloise. So I'll have that for 3 weeks, and I can just get to it when I get to it. So now I'm really gonna get my ass up and get my day going. So we'll see you guys later. I'm listening to Christmas music this morning. I had a little bit of a lay-in, if you will. I've been getting up at 6, 7 o'clock. And today I was tired. We went to dinner with my parents last night. Well, I cooked dinner at my parents last night and got home late, and we had a couple nightcaps and I didn't sleep great. And we're gonna do it all again tonight because today is the love of my life, my Sagittarius's birthday, and he's at work today. Bless his heart. We're gonna do a nice steak dinner, but I wanted to update you on finishing Morning Star last night because holy shit, I gave that 5 stars. I gave the rest of the series, the first 2 books that I read, a 4-star, but that conclusion of the trilogy was so epic, like so well done. So like the last 25% of that audiobook, I was on my toes, I was locked in. Things were happening left and right. The stakes were high. The ending was satisfying. I just have to say, I really, really enjoyed that. I would definitely recommend it both on physical or audiobook. I read the first 2 physically and then this last one audio because audiobooks have just been my thing the last, really this year. I would say probably 60 to 75% of my reads have been audiobook this year, and that's okay. I am going to try to really prioritize more reading in the new year. But we'll get to that in a serious reading goals video. So, yeah, I just wanted to update you. And then I started listening to Bridgerton, Sir Philip with Love. I am focusing on Alchemized, and oh my God, that's tearing my heart out. I did sit down last night when we got home and did some reading. So I need to do some filming and editing, but I'll talk about Alchemized in a little bit and catch up with you guys later. Reading update. I need to film another video, but I just wanted to update the vlog first because I realized it's Friday and I haven't even started editing this weekend's vlogs. So far, I've only missed 1 long form video of Vlogmas, and I did upload a short, and I'm gonna try to push through and continue to post a video every day. I know I said I was gonna maybe post some shorts, and I will do that if I just can't make it happen, but I do feel like I'm like halfway at this point. Today's the 12th. It's doable. I'm still kind of frantic, but I feel like it's doable. This is the update for Alchemized, and I am determined to finish this in this vlog. I probably have said that before, let's be honest, but we're on chapter 70, page 903. So we're in the final 100 pages. So I can absolutely sit down and finish this. And I have so many like feelings about this because at one point I really love it and I look forward to picking it up, but there have been times that I have not been looking forward to picking this up. And I looked back at the date that I started this, and I started reading this in October. It is now December 12th. This just was not holding my attention in the way that I wished it would. But to be fair, I also just have not been reading physically. I haven't had the time. And I feel like, and if I started reading this at maybe a different time, I would have been able to kind of marathon it a little more. And I think that did me a disservice as well because the middle chunk of the book, the part 2, is so long. It's the longest part. And I don't really love that choice, to be honest. But I feel like now that I'm in part 3, and we're like back in present day, part 1 feels like such a distant memory that I am like, why is this thing happening? Why is this way? Because I don't really remember. So that's kind of on me. I'd like to film this video and edit it quickly for tomorrow's video, which is my reading goals and stuff for 2026. I realized wasn't on the calendar. And those aren't like my best performing videos by any means, but I do like to chat about it, and I do like to document it for kind of myself too, and just, you know, you guys who are out there who are interested in that. And wow, do I hate this Bridgerton book, you guys. Oh my God. I'm gonna finish it because it's, you know, it's light and fluffy and easy. And I'm already 60% done, and I started listening to it yesterday. So I could, you know, I only have probably 2 or 3 hours left. But holy shit, do I hate this main male character. What is his deal? What is his problem? I think the thing that I dislike the most about these Bridgerton books is the fact that Julia Quinn, the author, I think leans a bit too heavily on like what things were like and what was accepted in like Regency era, you know? Like the way that things were. And I am someone who usually is like very open-minded and very much like I take the book's context into, into consideration when I'm reading it. But this is so weird. It feels weird. It feels icky. And I also don't know if I'm being biased about my assumption of Eloise as a character because of the show. Like, you get obviously glimpses of her in the other books, especially with Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, because Eloise is Penelope's best friend. And Eloise is supposed to just be like this headstrong, like funny, intelligent, chatty. And she's like, is all those things in this, but at the same time, this whole storyline feels so out of character for her. I know I'm not the only person to say that because I have read some of these reviews, because like halfway through reading this or listening to it in my case, I was like, are other people feeling the same way? Is this like, there has to be people out there who are giving this 1 star and are like flabbergasted by the way this is going. And I was right. So I honestly hate this, but I'm going to keep listening because I do want to just get through all the Bridgerton books. And you know, it might have like a redeeming ending and maybe get bumped up from like a 2 to a 3. But right now it's at like a 2 star, which is unfortunate. And I can see why Netflix is putting off this season adaptation. Because how the hell are they going to do this? That's the update. I'm going to film this video. And then hopefully after I film this, I either am going to edit it and eat, or I might sit down and try and get through at least like 50 pages of Alchemized, because then I could probably finish it before bed tonight. So I will obviously keep you posted. Oh yeah, I also wanted to show, I got this cute green notebook at TJ Maxx. The other day it was on clearance for $5.50, and I thought this would be perfect for my gardening notebook. It's the brand Hunter. I thought it was kind of fun. It was like a hunter green and it said Hunter on it. I'll probably put like a sticker or something on it. I do want to have a physical notebook for my gardening and stuff. If you didn't see my other videos, I have done 2 videos on my personal curriculum so far, and gardening is one of my subjects I'm going to be focusing on in 2026 to learn more about and plan my 2026 garden. But I feel like with something like that, it's like a very physical hobby. I'm going to be outside. I want to have a physical book with me. I don't want to have to like be planning a garden and like writing notes and things like that in my phone and my Notion. Like that seems kind of counterintuitive. It's a nice soft material too. So this is going to be my gardening notebook. It's done. It's finished. He sits on stuff every time he sits on the couch. Whether it's my phone or the remote or my hair clip, he loves to sit on things. He's acting like he's so distraught. He's so dejected. Good morning. It is the last day of this vlog, so we're gonna wrap it up, but I did sit down and I'm so glad that I just made the time this morning, and instead of getting right on my computer to start editing, I finished Alchemized. It feels so good to get this done. This was not quite a 5-star. I did have some issues with it, mainly being the repetitiveness of it and the length. I really did enjoy the story. A little more like gruesome and dark than I generally like in a fantasy. A lot of violence that goes into depth with gross bodily things, you know, obviously as you would expect with necromancy. And the whole part 2 middle section was the longest part of the book and also the most repetitive. There was no reason for that. So I felt like the pacing and this kind of structure of the story was a little off for me. I did enjoy the kind of tragic love story. In my opinion, it's not really a romanticized love story. It's more of a story about two trauma bonded people who neither are good or bad inherently. Both have redeeming qualities, but both have made bad decisions. The villain in this was still a villain at the end of the day. You know, it's not like all of his transgressions were forgiven. Semi-spoiler warning just for the next 30 seconds. I will let you know when it's done. But there is like a happy ending for the couple, you know? Because honestly, going through the whole thing, I was like, one of them is gonna die. It's gonna end tragically. It's gonna end sad. They're not gonna be together in the end. And they were. So, you know, that part, I liked that it did have a sense of kind of hope at the end. But at the end of the day, it's a war story and tons of death, tons of betrayal, tons of terrible things, tons of, you know, crimes against humanity type of thing. So it's not like a fun, uplifting fantasy where you're like, oh, I love them together. Like, they're so great. Like, the villain is only a villain because of this. Like, he has redeeming... No, like, he was fucked up. He was fucked up. I have mixed feelings about it, but overall, I did enjoy the kind of world and story. I do like the kind of darkness of this side of fantasy. Like I said, other than some of the kind of more gruesome bits I can do without, but that comes with the territory, I feel. And I did enjoy the kind of whole like political war aspect. Right now I'm sitting at 4 stars for Alchemized, and I'm still hating the Bridgerton book that I am listening to. I'm gonna finish that today to get that over with. And then I do have Witch Hat Atelier 3 on my iPad, so I might get to that later. I'm definitely going to also start a Kindle Christmas book. So we'll see how much editing I get today and how much of that I can include in this vlog. But like I said, it's the day before this vlog's coming out, so we'll see. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for all the love and support on Vlogmas as usual. Okay, you guys, so this also came up in my holds. I saw this, I don't know how I saw this. I have never read an Ali Hazelwood. And this one says it is set in a freezing cold remote mountain lodge. And it's set in like a video game. Not in a video game, in the world of gaming. Like it's giving very tomorrow. Enemies to lovers instead of friends to lovers, but like they are designing video games based on her all-time favorite book series. I love the sounds of this. I have no expectations of how I'll feel about an Ali Hazelwood. And this audiobook's only 4 hours, so we're doing that. Okay, so we finished 2 books today. I'm very pleased with that. So, yeah, I just listened to that Bridgerton book, in like 3 days or something? I really didn't like that for the first like 60-70%, and it kind of redeemed itself a little bit in the end. Like, I kind of came around to understanding like Eloise's thinking a little bit of like why the hell this situation was at all like interesting to her. And like I was really like, it was sweet and like they're a big happy family, but at the end of the day, I just didn't love the way that everything kind of went about. I didn't love the way the author was handling a lot of things. I didn't like the choices that she made a lot of the time, which I think is pretty on brand for Julia Quinn for this series. It might be like a 2-star, you know? I will continue on with the series. I'll just read all the series. I'm not going to read like the extras, the novellas and all that. Let's check my status of where I am at with this. Someone's like, this review just makes me laugh. I kind of agree. When he was wicked, it says on the way to the wedding, see all. Okay, Bridget, there's 20. There is not 27 works in this series. Okay, so there's a prequel series in the Lady Whistledown stories. We won't be doing that. I just had a fucking heart palpitation seeing 27. 8 primaries though, that I can do. That's including where she has published like another epilogue of every book. I don't need that. If it wasn't important to put in the main book, I don't care. That's how I feel. This is my caffeine that I would not generally let myself have at 5:30 at night, but Matt gets off late. Time and days of the week are just a construct because at this point I don't have a job and he doesn't have weekends off. So like weekends and like days, weekdays and weekends at this point in my life are completely meaningless. So what does it really matter? If you guys have made it this long in the video, I would love it if you would leave a comment down below, maybe a little Christmas tree or a little snowflake, perhaps, if you don't celebrate Christmas. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to me yap and my little bit of a kind of existential YouTube, you know, crisis monologue that I went on early in this vlog. I know it's usually stuff I don't talk about, but I appreciate you listening regardless. So, see you next time.